Just give me 1 second before I begin, okay? Thank you. Jessica, please put that chewing gum away. No, not under the table. In the garbage can. Thank you. Did you all do your homework assignment last night? I hope so. Well, I am going to check. Grades came in, and I'm proud of about half of you. So, it just kind of shows where we are right now. Okay. Enough of that. Hello, everyone. So today we're doing the bonus points to help kick up your grade. So we're going to do that at the end of class, where I ask questions, you answer. You get 5 points if you answer correct. So I think I'll limit to 3 times per person, so you have a potential of earning up to 15 bonus points today, which actually is enough to kick your grade up 1 whole grade. So I hope you quizzed yourselves last night with no cards, met up with your friends, and did this because it's going to get a little harder from here. Now we're passing the midterms. And again, half of you are either failing or your grades are slipping by 2 or more grades. So I'm a bit concerned. So we're going to have to cover some more ground today. All right? Okay, so yeah, social studies is not everyone's favorite class, but we do cover a lot here. There's a lot you should know. As you know, we teach about the life that we live in, the world, the people, geography. So today I'm actually going to whip out some Rand McNally maps. I'm not really going to show these to you. I'm just going to pass these 2 around. So I'm going to ask that you guys please do not bend these pages at the seams because they are very easy to rip. If I see 1 slight tear, we are never doing the passing around thing again. All right? So I ask that you respect me, respect this classmates, and please tell me if you notice someone doing some damage to these maps. All right? You can open them, but gently. All right? Okay. So we live in the state of Florida, so here is going to be a map of Florida. All right, let me show you how to open a map so you don't ruin it. So a map typically folds in 2, just like this. So you open it like that, and the rest kind of falls out, okay? And then you notice the corner. Pull that corner with the red corner. And that's how you open a map, right? There you go. Okay. So it's on one side and on another side. And then you fold it back by closing it together gently, straightening it out, and then bending it back. And once you're done looking at the map, you pass it on to the next classmate. Don't take too long. There's 25 of you in here. Alright, so this is a detailed map that will show you Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Daytona Beach, Gainesville, Jacksonville, Key West, downtown Key West, Lakeland, Winter Haven. You guys ever been on vacation at any of these places? Yeah, I've seen them all. Florida is beautiful, big, has a lot to explore. It's a touristy state after all. Melbourne, Titusville, Miami, and the vicinity. Downtown Miami, including Miami Beach, Naples, Orlando, Pensacola, St. Augustine, Tallahassee, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota. I'm showing you this because we're actually going to have a test on not only the United States map, which I'm about to introduce to you next, but Florida as well. And there's going to be an empty map with a keyword box to help you pinpoint where each town is. Florida law requires that you know the state. All right, so yeah. And also to know the measurement bar. So at the bottom right, you can see here, there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 miles, and then, which is about almost 6 kilometers. So you have to know just the miles part. But I'm going to be introducing that to you guys. So here's the United States, showing you national distances, driving times, and the actual physical map. So again, double. The third part will fall out naturally. There's the upper right corner, upper left corner of the red. Pull apart slowly, it'll naturally unfold. One side is the whole country, the other side is also the whole country. Okay? So they're going to show you a distance chart looks like. The distance from Boise, Idaho to Albuquerque, New Mexico. What is that distance? It intersects, you see, 938 miles. All right? Orlando, Florida to Boise, Idaho, 2,622 miles. So you have to know how to read charts, and then you're going to be quizzed on that. And state capitals, you will be quizzed on that. All right, let's start passing it around. Let's see if I missed anything. Yes, this includes continental U.S., but also Alaska, Hawaii. Okay. So there you go. Okay, see, please start passing that around. Thank you. All right. Did you guys read last night? No, not the news. I'm talking about the books. Well, we also include a bit of history in this class. Okay, there's no history in high school. It's just social studies. You learn history through your social studies course. So we have George Washington's War, the Saga of the American Revolution by Robert Leakey. So I asked you guys to start reading chapter 1. I was going to ask you to read 2 chapters, but I know most of you wouldn't even read 2 pages. So I just care for the first chapter. So the first chapter is called The Fall of Quebec, which, Jessica, I'm going to start calling you Chewing Gum and Ika. What country is Quebec in? No, that's not a store in the mall. Casey. Yes, Canada. Okay, Canada is not a continent. Alright, you can see actually the map here. Alright, so you have to know geography if you want to know history. Alright, because a lot of the history books will point back to Boston era times, Chesapeake Bay, the Proclamation Line of 1763. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I was grading papers all night. But these areas are awfully close to Canada, and we are going to study a lot about Canada because there's a lot of French history in that time, and this is linked in with the war, the Brits, the French, and then ultimately then the Spanish come into the picture at a later time. All right, so you kind of, well, actually the Spanish have always been there. It's just they never came into the picture because, does anyone know? Well, obviously because if you learn, Florida is the they actually have the oldest town in St. Augustine because this is the oldest state, originally founded in the 1500s, and we mostly learn about the 16, 17, 1800s, which is why I think people think that the United States was founded in 16 something. No, okay, but they didn't meet yet because they were in different territories, so there was no actual war / battle over those regions until a certain time. So, but we mostly learn about the eastern, northeast United States because that has more history to it, more influence in today's society, and a vast majority of the population lives and resides there. So, alright, so does anyone know anything about the first chapter? How many pages was it? It's only 6 pages, so if you guys couldn't even read 6 pages, yes. Alright, and no Sparks notes, right? Okay. A lot of people come in here with a Spark Note summary, and yeah, I'm never gonna know if you did or not, or asked AI about it, but I just ask that you don't. Okay. Yes, we are going to ultimately read this entire book. There's also another book I asked you guys to start reading, 1776 by David McCullough. Alright, you're in the 12th grade, so you should know about the deeper parts of history, and they even show you illustrations here, so it's not all boring text. Let's see if I can find this one part. Does anyone know about Colonel Henry Knox and what unfolded? Does anyone even know how much he weighed? Yes, thank you. Good. Good, Michael. Yes. 250 pounds. No, I won't quiz you on that, because why does that matter? But it's still a part of history. And I'm still asking you guys to pay attention. Does anyone even know anything about David McCullough, the author of this book? Not a single, huh? You should always know about the author before you know about the book. And that should be by chapter 4 by next Tuesday, okay? I know you're also reading other books for your English class. I don't know, maybe your German or French class. Speaking of German, does anyone know about the Battle of Germantown? Good, you shouldn't, because that's chapter 43, and that's way too far ahead. I'm just being hard on you guys. But we will learn about the Declaration of Independence, the Yankee Doodles, all of that stuff, alright? Arnold's betrayal, treason, the Battle of Brandywine Creek at Cornwallis and Bristol. Alrighty, so I just ask you guys to open those ears, pay attention, because you will be tested on all of these things, okay? Yes, good question, David, along with the geographical map, correct? So, are you guys done passing those around? Halfway through? Okay, good. Yeah, I think we're good on time. We have about maybe a few odd minutes left, 20 odd minutes. We'll discuss the Battle of Bunker Hill. I'm just giving you key points that you're going to be quizzed on. So if you would like to write these things down, go ahead and do so. And whatever we're going to be quizzed on that I mentioned today, you will be quizzed on the details. So if the book said that they were wearing red coats at war, then you better remember that they wore red, not blue, okay? Alright. Can anyone in here entertain us on history in general? What do you learn from your family? Do you have ancestors or great-grandparents who lived and migrated during these times? Wonderful. See, it's not that far back. Great-great-great-grandmother. Yeah, it's really not that far back if you think about And your family must have lived a long time, yeah? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, it's still the 1800s, but she was still part of that history, correct? Mm-hmm. And she heard about it from her mother, who lived in the 1700s. Beautiful. So what did you learn from that? What can you share with the class today? Mm-hmm. Oh, you have memorabilia. Oh, an antique. Nice. Very nice. Can you bring that in one day? Or are you afraid someone's going to damage it? It's a bit fragile. Oh, it's actually in a museum. No way. Oh, okay. You lost rights to it. Okay. I understand, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jessica, I'm only going to ask you one more time. Put the iPhone away. It shouldn't even be in here, actually. That should be in your locker. Would you like me to call home? Well, you're having a bad day. That's cute. Would you rather be grading papers for me until midnight? I thought so. I respect you. I ask you respect me. Thank you. Yes, continue. I apologize. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, pictures. That was a trick question, right? Yeah, they didn't really have pictures back then, just drawings. No? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. So, you're also going to bequest on the Boston Tea Party, Thomas Gage, Ethan Allen, and Fort Ticonderoga, and Lord George Germain, and I believe King George III as well. That's pretty much it. Okay, so, yes. Right, and on David McCullough's book, Does anyone have any questions before I continue? All right. Yes. What was your name again? I'm sorry, we're still in the first week of school. Oh, Miranda. Hi, Miranda. Oh yeah, I never see you because you're sitting behind like 4 people. What was your question? Oh, that is just the itinerary for future weeks and months. So we're not going to get to the 3rd book. Yes, there's the 3rd book. I don't want to hear any groans. But yeah, we will get to the 3rd book before the end of the school year. That's right at the last 2 months. So we don't have to worry about that now. Okay? All right. Yes. Does anyone know who General Nathaniel Greene is? Anyone? Does anyone know at least 2 things George Washington has accomplished in his life outside of being a president? Anyone? Yeah, he wasn't just born and then he became president. I mean, he lived a life before that and after that. No? Did he, right? Another trick question. Did he die during his presidency? Does anyone know? All right, we have a lot to learn then. So I'm going to take it slow with this class. My other class is a bit faster on their feet, but that's okay. Everyone's different. I respect that. We will be testing you on the forts, different fort names, and their location. Again, we want this school year to train you guys before you head off to university, college, or wherever you head off if you don't go to college after this. To at least know a little bit about where you live, because your ancestors and those ancestors of your classmates, if you are not from here, have fought for this country. Hard. We think it's hard sitting in a classroom and learning, but what was hard was for those people to load those cannonballs an aim, knowing that they had to feed their family and wondering if they were going to survive next winter, if there was a famine, unexpected weather event, and even lost loved ones and having to fend for themselves. So the least we could do is respect them and learn about them. Because I know they would want us to have done that. All right. So, we are also going to show you pictures from the book. Okay? And we're going to quiz you on them. I'm going to ask, what is this picture? Who are these people? What are they doing? What are they signing? Does anyone know this one? Yes. What day is that? Of course, Declaration of Independence, and this is why we call the holiday 4th of July. This was July 4th, 1776. I'm not going to quiz you on exactly who illustrated the image. I'm just going to ask you to know that this is John Adams, Roger Sherman, Robert R. Livingston, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin. Okay. This is a map of the old New Jersey. All right. Anyone ever been to New Jersey? Seen what it's like up there in the east? This is Staten Island, Long Island. All right. Just gonna show you all. It's beautiful. The old maps are the truest of true maps. Do you know how they drew maps back then? Yes, they actually had to travel by boat. And detail out every section. There was no satellite, no drone technology, no spacecraft, no alien coming down and telling them this is how it looks like. Everything was handwritten, which is why it's not to scale. It's slightly off. So these I won't quiz you on. Yes, this is Nathaniel Green, so we will quiz you on this. This is an illustration of Nathaniel Green. This is George Germain, so you're going to have to know George Germain as well. And George III. King George III. Okay. All right. We're going to have to know how many troops were at certain battles, the year, and the location. All right, so write that down. For every battle that you learn about in these texts, you have to know the place, how many people were at battle, and the year. I won't ask you dates. Sounds good? All right. So now that I have gone over those things, we can start going ahead with the bonus points. How does that all sound? Good? Oh, I believe, Casey, you dropped a pencil there. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Okay. So speaking of pens and pencils, please pull out your pencils or mechanical pencils. No pens here because you may have to erase a mistake or two. Alrighty? Okay, so let us begin by writing down today's date, which is August. I mean, I'm surprised if some of you don't even know today's date. You might not even know the Battle of Bunker Hill, what date that was, you know? So, I mean, at least know today's date, and then you'll know future past dates and future dates. All right, August the 7th, 2023. I almost forgot myself. Who am I to talk? 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Alrighty, so we wrote that down at the top right. Okay, and write your name too on the paper, please. All right. So because I'm going to ask you to rip it out of your journals, your notebooks, fold it up 2 ways, hot dog style, sandwich style, I really don't care. And you're going to have to hand them all to Casey so she can hand them to me, because I am going to give you a pop quiz first. All right? All right, and this is how your bonus points are going to work. We're actually running out of time, so this pop quiz will determine if you get all 3 questions right. Okay? And I think it's fair for all of you to do this, because at first I was just going to randomly pick people, but we just don't have the time for that. And I want every one of you to at least improve half a grade today, okay? B- to B+, all right? C- to C+, okay? If you can do that, I think I'm going to be very happy. And so will the principal. So, question 1, I want you to bullet point 1, 2, and 3 on your pages. Can you do that for me? I'll give you some time to write that down. Got it? Great. You all good? Jessica, you too? Okay, no phones, no nothing, no cheating, no looking over each other's shoulder, no whispering. Okay. So, question number 1. Are you guys ready for this? All right. What are 5 things you learned this last week in this class about history? Go. Everyone, when you're done, raise your hand and keep it up so I know that once I see all hands are up, you're all done. Thank you. Becky, you still... Okay. The 4th one? Okay. Take your time. Just wondering. John, you're... Almost? Okay. Yes? Yes, so, now that you read the first chapter, now I want you guys to read chapter 2. Tonight for tomorrow's class. All right, thank you for asking. No, nothing else today, just that. I think I covered more than enough today. You're not having to read the 1776 book, just George Washington's War, chapter 2, that's all, okay? Okay. All you're completed, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna ask one person, just one person. Yeah, that counts, as long as it's about history, because we did address it today. This today means this past week, so yeah, you can say that. Even if it's something you already learned, at least I know that you were listening. Yeah, so that's good. Yes, Declaration of Independence. Yes, it wasn't just Tom. People think it's just only like Tom Jefferson, Ben Franklin, those people. No, okay, there are a lot of people there. Even more than those 5. Yeah. So that's good. That counts. As long as I see you guys put some effort, all right, you'll get the point. So 5 points per question. Each question has 5 points. So Like, it's not, if you get only 4 out of the 5 points in question 1, I'm gonna not give you the point. No, you're still gonna get 4 points. Yeah, I'm making it as easy as possible on you guys, okay? So, yeah. All right, that's good. So, question number 2. Are you guys ready for this? Mm-hmm. You sure you're ready? Okay, well, I'm giving you an easy one. All right. What are 5 things you really, and I mean honestly, enjoy about this class? Go. Yes. Brief. No more than a sentence or a word. Okay. The bell is about to ring, so we better hurry. You all done? Last one. What are you going to be quizzed on? Anything. So, anything I may have mentioned that you're going to be quizzed on, what is that for this class? I mention that every day. You should know all these. And there's way more than 5, so this will be super easy. Go. And then once you're done, just start handing them to people to hand toward Casey. Okay. And then you can slowly pack your bags and leave, as long as you don't create a disturbance of noise for other people, okay? So thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Yes, Casey, you can put all of them at my desk. I will be back. It's time for my lunch break.